Remember that video I posted a little while back where Jeffree's star was called out by someone named Mickey? Well, if it doesn't ring a bell, then buckle up, because this TikTok drama was a ride, and I'll break it all down once again because Jeffree has decided to make a comment about it. Basically, back in April, someone named Mickey came out and made several videos about Jeffree. My TikTok For You page must have been feeling messy that day because I just randomly stumbled upon this video. Like, no one sent it to me. I just was scrolling and bam, there someone was talking about Jeffree. It was so random and I was just hooked. I was like, what is he talking about? What is going on in these videos? And like I said in my other video, I'll say it again, I don't know exactly all the details of this situation. And a lot of people in the comments were even wondering, where any proof was or what Jeffree actually did, because it was a lot of like beating around the bush and code words. He said that on the ranch, you aren't really allowed to have phones or take photographs. So that was a big reason for him not really having any sort of proof of anything. But I can say that Jeffree is claiming all of this is ridiculous because now that it's been 2 months, he's finally responding to what Mickey had to say. In the original video, Mickey stitched a video of Jeffree with his yaks, saying that Jeffree had actually invited him to pay a visit to the Star Yak Ranch, and he says that what he experienced there was otherworldly.
There's shady going down at Star Ranch that needs to be talked about. I met Jeffree in November of 2021 when I was invited to visit the ranch. When I arrived, Nadine, the assistant, was supposed to pick me up from the airport. Never showed. So I had to buy a $120 Uber from Casper International Airport to the ranch, which is like 20 minutes outside Casper. And then when my Uber arrived, wasn't even allowed up his private road. So I had to walk the half mile up to the gates of Star Ranch, and then from there up to his house. But this was my one opportunity to take photos of the property, as there's no phones when Jeffree's around. The gates of Star Ranch, further up the road, and you can clearly see I'm not in a car, I'm walking. Literally took me 30 minutes to walk up. Not many people know this, but Jeffree's not the only house that lives on that private road either. Jeffree's very intimidating to meet for the first time. He needs constant appraisal or else he turns hostile.
The first part basically included Mickey saying that Jeffree hadn't changed much since when he was living in LA, and that he was still the same person he always was. He wasn't this changed person that was suddenly like nice and kind and down to earth. No, he was still this mean and angry person, and the change of scenery hadn't done anything for him. And he said that the only reason why he moved was because he burned a lot of bridges with the friends that he had in LA, and he had to flee LA, which is very interesting.
Back in 2020, when Jeffree got canceled for the first time, there's a reason he got canceled, and it's because of the influencers that are out here in LA and the IG influencers, because they got a hold of a little bit of information that wasn't released to the public, and those bridges that he had in LA were burned, and they pushed that whole cancellation forward for him and made that a whole thing, and that info didn't even get released to the public. He was canceled on stuff that wasn't even not even under the surface of what was going on. But that's a different story, because what we're talking about today is why he fled from LA to Wyoming to try and be relevant again and hide from his little past things that he had going on. And I can tell you that the drug abuse, the exploitation, the narcissism is so rampant on that ranch. It's mind-boggling. It's scary that after everything that's gone on, this is still allowed, because he can buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere and just have people cater to him still. It's mind-blowing.
Mickey ended up making several other TikToks saying that Jeffree's lawyer actually sent him a cease and desist to prevent him from talking any further about Jeffree, but people were a little bit suspicious of that because the letter that he was showing kind of looked just like a resume and not like a cease and desist. But
I got a little present from our friend, Miss Jeffree Lynn. My very own cease and desist letter. I'm not scared of the truth. I know what went on, and I'm not afraid to bring that to light for everybody else.
Mickey claimed not to be scared of Jeffree though, and he wasn't feeling threatened by the cease and desist. He said that he had an important story to share with people, and he had a purpose for making these videos, and he was still going to try and get as much detail out there, because he had a friend that was in a bad situation with Jeffree and he needed somebody to hear him. And how he's connected with Jeffree is that they have a mutual friend named Boom, and Boom does go to Wyoming with Jeffree. He has been seen there. He works with Jeffree, and Mickey is saying that even though Jeffree is out of LA, in Wyoming, he is putting Boom in very bad situations. And Mickey is claiming that it was all to get his fix, and that Jeffree would do anything to get his fix, and he would put anyone in any situation in order to get it. A lot of people in the comments were trying to decode what Mickey was saying, as they weren't too specific about what this fix was, other than saying that Jeffree had a friend named Tina, which some people were saying was code for a certain something.
And everybody knows about Jeffree's best friend. And I'm not talking about my ex-best friend, Boom. I'm talking about Jeffree's best friend, Tina, who's the reason why all of his bridges in LA are burned, why he had to flee to a ranch to be able to do what he wants and not get called out for it anymore. The way he would put my friend Boom in danger to be able to have his fix, I will never be able to forgive or forget. The situations that he was put in is criminal. It's wrong, and it disgusts me to this day. Tina used to arrive at Jeffree's by a guy named Switch, who would drop her off. Late one night in the beginning of January, Boom called me crying because Jeffree had a meltdown when he could no longer get a hold of Switch. He forced Boom to drive to a warehouse 2 hours outside of Casper in a town called Gillette. Boom called me sobbing the entire drive because he was so scared. It was freezing that night, and when Boom finally arrived, he was harassed. The two men at the warehouse made homophobic and racist remarks regarding Boom, his sexual orientation, and where he's from in Mexico.
The whole point of Mickey making these videos was to get this story out there because he wants to help Boom. He says that him and Boom are not really that close anymore, but Boom has told him some really scary stories about missions that he's had to go on for Jeffree to get his fix, and Mickey is trying to look out for a friend. So basically he's saying that Jeffree is a bad friend and a bad employer, and he doesn't care about other people's safety, and that there's a bunch of dark stuff happening on the ranch.
It's overwhelming the amount of people that have reached out and confided in me with stories that are unspeakable regarding this man and how he's treated them and things that he's done to them. I'm scared for my old friend. Jeffree will stop at nothing to get what he wants in his fix, including endangering anyone around him.
Now that I'm watching this back, I kind of wonder if some of the dark things that he was saying that were going on at the ranch were the yak meat situation, because that wasn't fully out yet by the time he made this video. Jeffree hadn't announced that he was selling yak meat, so I wonder if that was something that he was talking about. I don't really know. That's just me guessing here. But Jeffree did not respond to the situation at all when it came out. Most drama that's serious or has a serious tone or accusations, he doesn't really address them. He only addresses drama that has to do with his makeup line, any sort of controversial photo, a dating rumor, things that will get him publicity, good publicity. Well, not good publicity, but things that get his name out there and he doesn't really care to hear about. Like if his palette has a crazy shade name or the photo shoot was too risque, he loves to talk about that stuff. But anytime it's a serious allegation, he will not address it. Like that Insider article, Jeffree did not want to talk about that one. But he is making it known that he has seen this TikTok, and he posted to his Instagram story this week, literally 2 months later after all this came out. He was with Boom and they were getting glam for a video series that he was filming for his channel and TikTok and all that. And he made a joke about how Boom had been working so hard going on these crazy job runs for him, and then brings up the TikToks that were made by Mickey.
Oh, hi everyone. Now that Boom has been doing so many crazy errands and drug runs for me, he's finally back.
We're back, Michelle. Been so booked.
Oh my god, me and Boom never acknowledged all the TikTok lies, but they were kind of funny.
They were funny.
It was just so stupid.
It was so ridiculous, but
It is stupid. So Boom left LA, you guys. Where are you living now?
I'm back in Houston, my hometown.
Yay.
So happy.
So obviously I'm in Wyoming, he's in Houston now, and Boom has been traveling. He's been to Mexico twice, so We just haven't been working together for the last few weeks, but we're back, Miss Girl. And we're about to film some epic TikToks around the ranch and some really cool makeup transformations. So we'll see y'all soon.
Obviously, Jeffree is saying it's all nonsense and a joke. I'm surprised he even mentioned it at all. Honestly, at first when he was talking, I was like, wait, what did he just say? But then I realized he was kidding and making fun of these TikToks from months ago. After these TikToks, though, he didn't really come out and say anything more about the situation. He just kind of went away. So who knows? Maybe he was hit with that NDA. But I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing in the comments down below. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye, guys.